that the only reason you're angry at people in your life is because it's still about you and you don't realize the trap that is. And even though they were wrong, the way you're responding to it, they're dictating your life. You're giving people control over your life because your self-centered motive is giving them power. So now they're etching and sculpting your life because the anger affects your emotions. Your emotions affect your expression. So even though you think you cut them off, they are fashioning you the whole time. They ought to sign their name on the bottom of every selfie you ever took. And you think you cut them off and you're winning because you haven't talked to them for 4 years. But when you hear their name, you boil inside, or you get indignant, or you can't forget what they did. And you think you're winning? No, you're at the mercy of that thing, and it's called self-centered deception. Jesus said, if you're going to follow me, you have to deny yourself. Why? Jesus was 1,000% selfless. He's God, for one thing. He comes as a man. He does everything right and gets treated like he's totally wrong. He doesn't buckle. He doesn't back down. He doesn't drop the cross. He doesn't quit. He doesn't cry. He doesn't say, this ain't fair. He doesn't call pastor for counsel. Are you with me? Who am I following? Jesus. So if I don't see it in his life, why is it permissible in mine? Why is it so okay in mine? Why is the way that seems right to a man just so acceptable? If I can't see it in Jesus, why is it okay in me? If I can't hear the thing I'm saying in his mouth and I can't make it fit in his mouth and make it sound right, then why am I still saying it? This is what following Jesus means, guys. Somehow we think it's pursuing miracles. Following Jesus is walking in love. Following Jesus is living by the Spirit. Following Jesus is not changing your mind about people no matter what they're doing and how they look. Following Jesus is not judging any man according to the flesh. 2 Corinthians 5, it's there, 5. Yep, it's there, 5. Got a confirmation deep in my heart on that one. Yeah. Can you tell I read this book? You ought to fill your heart with this book. It's because you'll never discern a lie unless you're flooded with the truth. So, well, how do I know the Bible's truth? Come on, the Bible will transform and change your life. Don't you cop out and get in something that men get in, analytical and resist. And he's coming one day with a sword in his mouth, and it's called the Word of God. Well, how do I know that's the Word? Because God's not going to judge me by a standard he hasn't given me. Well, yeah, but the translation, and yeah, this, and yeah, that. Would you just stop all the fuss? If God's calling me to live by his word, and Jesus said man lives by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God, and he's going to judge me by the word. And Jesus in John 12 says, I didn't come to judge you, condemn you, that you might be saved, but you have my word. You have my word. That will judge you in that day. Believe me, you have his word. He's not going to judge you by something he didn't give you. Do you understand that men aren't judged for not hearing? They're judged for not believing. Come on. Good. Believe me, God's given his word. He's calling every man into account. It says, how can they believe if they haven't heard? How can they hear if no one's preaching? How can they preach if they haven't been sent?